Radio GTR, giving the youth a voice. I go by the name DJ CHARM from now to 5. Today I'm looking JJ.
You're not looking bad. Why?
Why?
Just like our
I even changed my mind, something like that.
Just like
so
just that mine is a bit deeper than yours. So you have to send me out. You heard me right.
Ayuma, what do you have for us today?
Okay, so our first story is about our controversial prophet one, Opambour. So just recently, your friend said, John Dramani Mahama Gadrina, he made mention about Ghana card. Yes, he made mention of Ghana card, claiming and asking, say, if you have a Ghana card, would you be able to acquire a car out of it? When a Vim lady
acquire what from it?
Car. So what it say is a Ghana card that you can get a car. People are getting a car out of the Ghana card.
Okay.
So with this statement he made, which I feel say he was just asking an innocent question, but Vim lady said that if you have a problem with Ghana card, and I say won Cheddar in Ghana card hontias ya sebio wa dream wo form or boy papa din yes ye ni me papa enti me nkase pi yen kohwe video no ne no me a ode tone so say dia vim lady kan ye no ne kwan so anu no ye be hu enti DJ Rock
but I think that this issue about Ghana card, anybody who condemns Ghana card,
Tell the bush for Casantian, my papa, no be cassette. Then. Remember, Yamba. I send me a meme. Jesus.
Well, prophet one, I know any shenanigans near the end, but I think that this issue about Ghana card, anybody who condemns Ghana card, said you, Brumanu said you, said you, why you know what form? Because look,
the Bema the Bepano, Bema Crow, Bewan, Benyasam. That's right. Bema Crown, one will be in the Bema when I see him of a family in Ibiako. Not in here, only be stand up, but in the year making that A to Z. Tell the bush for Casantian, my papa, no be cassette. Then. Remember, Yamba. I send me a meme. Jesus.
Well, prophet one, I know any shenanigans near the end, but I think that this issue about Ghana card, anybody who condemns Ghana card, said you, Brumanu said you, said you, why you know what form? Because look,
the Bema the Bema Crow, Bewan, Benyasam. That's right. Bema Crown, one will be in the Bema when I see him of a family in Ibiako. Not in here, only be stand up, but in the year making that A to Z. A to Z, suffer.
Okay. Do you I don't know. I don't even know how to put this. What Vim lady said, or the Sebio can, and I know say if you are saying something which is bad to an elderly person, now the Sebio can. I say you've garnished it in a way. So what she said was it an insult? Wait, DJ Chamuna, you cheating? Was it an insult?
Okay, I much that first of all, Madam was say, I'm gonna talk to the Ashephonia. Who say, and you be not everybody understand the purpose of the Ghana card. Honestly speaking, not everyone, even some of the highly educated people, most of them don't even know the purpose of the Ghana card. You understand? Because the Ghana card nearby now say mainly won't create won't mean your banking, won't mean register businesses and other stuff to say mobile money and other stuff. And then again, Sisiano, Abama I say voters ID na and I say even sometimes no driving licenses have a sort of time use to those kind of stuff. But with what Vim lady said, you know, or said Sebi.
Yeah.
Sebi no kind Sebio one case wadwene wo form one go straight to the point. And then again it could be say no correct because at the end of the day no at this age now Upambour you issue Ghana card so what I say and anything that you do whether banking or registering of something even your SIM card and other stuff no they need your Ghana card to do everything that they're supposed to do. And you know what with what Vim lady said no there's nothing wrong with it truly say so who name the purpose of the Ghana card then still you are not educated on how to use the Ghana card. There's nothing wrong with what Vim lady said because of the Sebi.
Okay. Sister Debbie.
I think when you listen to Opambour's question he asked, he didn't say the Ghana card is no good though.
Yeah.
He said, can the Ghana card be used to acquire vehicles? That is what he's hearing. No, that is what he's hearing, and he wants clarification on that. It was a question he asked. I didn't hear him say anything bad about the Ghana card. He asked, yes, see Ghana card no. Yeah, the echo talkers and I said they could share cars into the no cray. He was just asking a question. He didn't say anything bad concerning the Ghana card.
But he asked a question and he had the answer.
He wasn't asking what's the name Vim lady a question. It was a question he asked during Muhammad's gathering
at Kumasi.
Yes. He didn't ask Vim lady a question. You see,
it's like NHIS card. If I have the card, I can go to any hospital of my choice and not pay anything. How is that true?
Oyema, you see, there are certain questions, you don't even need answer to the question.
Okay, you wait. Let me finish.
How?
Let me finish. You let me forget what I want to say.
In fact,
so let me finish.
Before you continue today, it'll be 3 minutes.
Yes,
if you
madam.
exceed 3 minutes, I'll off your mic.
Yes, madam. She asked, like he asked a question. He didn't say the Ghana card is no good, and we all know that when this Ghana card issue popped up, a lot of people were actually circulating false information about this particular Ghana card. So I'm sure he was having this wrong perception, or he wasn't having a clear understanding of what the Ghana card was used, especially when it has to do with cars and stuff. Personally, I heard say the dues on was importation of Ghana vehicles or something. I heard something like that. But then yes, but you know that day I said personally, say I've not heard that you can use the Ghana card to go and acquire a vehicle. No. So it was just a question he asked. And so this simple question the person asked, fine, if you want to maybe retaliate to what the person said, even though the person wasn't referring to you, we have a way of doing it. You don't just say anybody who talked ill about the Ghana card, she said it's not sensible, right? Okay. And she didn't also mention the pastor's name, or she did
in the video. She mentioned.
You see, why will you do that? So even if it is me, and you've even asked you,
so are you saying it's an insult to Opambour?
It's an insult. It's an insult.
DJ Chan,
it's an insult to him. 99% insult. Somebody who is old enough. Well, if the man of God is not old enough to be her father, the husband, or the brother, the elder brother, you don't say this.
So did she went direct saying said your wife no?
DJ Rock, please replay the video for us.
Kasantian mamne papa no no tell na busuafo. Kasantian mamne papa no be kasantian. Then remember ni yamba. Aye send me Jesus.
We prophet one no ya ne shenanigans ni ade no, but I think that this issue about Ghana card, anybody who condemns Ghana card now, said you Brumanu said Zumuna so said you why you know from, because look,
baby am ni be jam de be pa do be makro be wa tell na busuafo. Kasantian mamne papa no be kasantian. Then
he asked a question. He said, can the Ghana card be used to acquire vehicles? He was asking Mahama. And as a journalist, I want to retaliate to what, let's say, the question you asked her. That's not the right way to go about it. I shouldn't say that anybody who condemns the Ghana card, Sebio, the person is not sensible. No, you can't say that. He didn't condemn it. He was asking a question. So the best thing to do for me is to reply the person that, well, when the Ghana card came, or when Baumia introduced this digital Ghana card and stuff, these are the benefits, this and this. But then I didn't hear him say you can use the Ghana card to acquire vehicles. I think that is the best way to go. And if you listen to Opambour, you could see say he's pained.
Yeah.
Listen to what he's saying. He's pained. He's talking out of pain. And I believe say if somebody hurt you and you're talking out of pain, that's why they to follow you. it will follow you. You see, we take certain things for granted. See, you're a journalist. You are not only a journalist. You are there. Everybody at all is a journalist in this country. But you are there because you've went through trainings. They've teach you certain things. So it's not because everybody is talking. We have people who say things because they want to attract the crowd. Mm-hmm. They want to be known. Well, it's nice, but then you have to add profession in certain things. You don't let your emotions go ahead of you to talk. You get it? So you don't just sit down and say anybody who talks about the Ghana card, and this one is straight direct the person.
Yeah.
It's you mentioned the person's name. So this case, if she can she can say that it will follow her. It will follow her. It will follow her. Because the man talked out of pain, and not forgetting that he's also a man of God.
Yes.
Even if you don't believe, say he's a man of God, he's a man of God. You don't talk against a man of God, and you've done this, and you are still calling yourself.
3 minutes up. Do last minute and then you all vent your anger. Okay, so our next story is about Ghanaian business mogul turned politician Cheddar, stating that he's expressing disappointment in African leaders, stating they prioritize personal gain over the well-being of their people. He also made mention, said Chinese leaders, American leaders, US leaders are very sensible. But when it comes to African leaders, they are not sensible at all. Excuse me for this language, or say they are foolish people. All they think about is their tummy. Adrianina nombedi. Leather jackets, leather mpaboana, so omudi wele yeno African leaders omudi sa wele nu gu omuyem. And you know, me nkasepi DJ Rock, please boy a video in my.
The divine leader is very sensible. Chinese leader is very sensible. American leader is very sensible. European leader, English, England, the leaders are sensible. Come to Africa, their sense is in their belly.
Pardon, baby.
Yes, I would eat meat, eat fat, we eat everything. Instead of turning it to business, the cassava will eat it all. The plantain will eat it.
Any market.
A small baby rabbit didn't take. Or see all my pipe, oh, and that's a friend, no. Or persuading it to me, and you know, our girlfriend, or girlfriend, it's an outlook at it. You're copying someone and bringing something good into your country. You know, up for the leather, not air tall, leather jackets, leather chairs. They have been already regular.
Hey, it is said that yet say African leaders are not sensible. Should I say selfish also, because they only think about themselves? And I feel say, do you think say it's an insult to African leaders? You know, DJ Chama, I will start with you because you question mark. Because the last time we were talking about African women, the way you were supporting, but for this African leaders being not being sensible, you are not in support of that. But I wouldn't come to you now, Sister Debbie.
There is nothing wrong with what he said. It is true. African leaders, they are greedy, they are selfish, and the last one he said, they are
senseless.
They are senseless.
They are foolish.
Yes, 3 in 1. African leaders, in fact, the main problem of African is our leaders, our political leaders. Everyone who venture into politics see politics to be a lucrative profession where they can actually gather money, feed themselves, and then feed their family. But then we all know that when you are voting for someone, we are all voting for people who will serve the country, not to enrich themselves. But what we see in Africa now is leaders who go into power. They come when they need the power, they lower themselves to our level to gain our votes, to make their policies so attractive for us to vote for them. But then when they gain the power, then they are now showing us their true colors. If you are looking for a country that is like the most poorest country in the whole world, Africa is here. I'm not saying I'm not saying that the USA and stuff, they don't have poor countries. But then if you are looking for poorest country, like bad governance and everything, you see it in Africa. Why is that only Africa? Each and every should I say each and every year or periodically, coups are happening in Africa. Why? It's because of bad governance. It's because of our politicians. They are only seeking for themselves and their family and the people they know alone. They are not there to serve we the citizens. So if Cheddar is saying that the African leaders are actually seeking for their tummy and they are not sensible, he's actually saying the truth. He's saying the truth, because if you look at Africa, I always say that God is not a fool. We have all the natural resources. We have gold, we have diamond, we actually have everything. But aside all these things, we still go ahead to borrow. We still go ahead to borrow money. And even that money that we are borrowing into the country, we are not using it for developmental projects. We are even the project, even that project that they will even allocate those money to, that project is being assigned by their own relatives. They assign that particular project to their own relatives for them to gain. That's why I said that politics in Ghana is not a lucrative business. So everybody wants, even me myself, I want to venture into politics. Yes. No, but time will say, I want to venture into politics myself. Because as they are there, we voted for people that immediately they get into power, we buy them vehicle.
Oh yes.
A vehicle that when you are sitting in the vehicle, you don't even feel the scratch on the road. It say, as a citizen, when I come complaining that I have bad road, you don't feel it because you are inside the Land Cruiser. You don't feel like you don't know how it feels like when you are walking on a road full of dust and the road is not like tarred. You get it? Fine. We vote for president, ministers. They enjoy free light and everything. The environment in which they find themselves, no doom, so no nothing. So when you are complaining about power outages, they don't feel it. We have voted for ministers and presidents. They educate their children outside the country. And so when you are complaining about the poor system of education in this country, they don't feel it. Because they educate their wards in USA, big schools, and they save their money abroad. The best thing we can do to keep all these things, I believe, is that we should make politics unattractive. If you are going in for politics, have it in mind that you are coming to serve the people. The constitution should be changed. If you become a president or a minister, nobody is buying a car. You are going to pay for your own stuff so that you can feel the pain of the citizens. And then your wards will not travel. Your children will not go abroad to study. They are all studying in Ghana. When it happens like that, they will make sure that the education system in this country is functioning properly, so that their children will also benefit. And yes, that they'll always send their wards outside, and they will keep suffering in this country.
Mr. Debbie, thank you.
DJ
Chan.
All right,
I'll come back to you. Don't worry.
Yes, it is true. I would say some African leaders are very. Some African leaders are very senseless, and we have.
Why do you say some?
We have some African countries whereby they stand for their people, no matter what. Example, a country, Burkina Faso. So far, their government, their president, is very brave enough to even increase their citizen salary more than their ministers. So what I say, and even some African countries are even planning to get rid of the dollar. Some African countries like Nigeria, breaks currency. So what I say. So in African, we have some African countries that, trust me, they are doing very well. Even though there are so many all African countries are having corrupt leaders and other stuff, but some African countries are really concerned about their citizens. When it comes to their citizens, they don't joke with them. They listen to their citizens because they voted them to power. They choose, say, oh, as soon as you become rulers, we believe in you or something. But in my own country, whereby even protesting is an issue or is a threat to the government, whereby they try to kill you, they try to jail, not like they try to kill, they kill you, they jail you, they do a whole lot of things to you. We are in a country whereby you can't even speak for yourself. We are in a country
mental slavery.
You can't even say anything. We are in a country you always keep quiet because if you bring something out, they are going to kill you or something. And they kill people unknowingly, and they try to cover. Yes, after killing you, they cover their back to that extent that nobody will even after investigating and know that this person is the reason why this person died or something. There's anywhere a bit my found. There are issues that crops up, sir. And the question I was asking is Cheddar, who said this. What is he doing to help? Are you waiting to be a president before you try to fight for corruption or something? I strongly believe, sir, if you think NDC or any political parties are not good enough to, do their work, Oyema, there's no way. Let's say, let's assume I'm the general manager, and do you think as a colleague telling me, manager, what you are doing is not right, okay, do it this way, and make sure say I will not take it or something. When you don't take it, whatever happens, we are all in the same country. You see, one funny aspect of our Africans, you think maybe they fly their war to the other country without any problem at any given time. When there is war, when there is coup or anything, they are safe. But trust me, see, the day something like this will happen in any African country, we are going to be sorry. Especially we having some other countries based in Ghana. I don't know why some African countries we are still struggling to even eat. Yenviane is poisoned. Our water bodies are not good. I mean, our electricity is not good. Even just look at how the meters are running. There are so many things. And when it comes to African leaders, some countries are very, very poor and senseless.
Okay. Thank you, DJ Cham. Okay, so our next story is about Kalybos, Sister Debbie. Our next story is about it's about Kalybos. So we all know, say, just recently, that was it early this year, he got married to a beautiful wife. So when he was invited on a podcast to share his ideas, advise people, teach people, and all that. And he made a statement which really triggered a lot of people. Me myself, quite really triggered me. She was like, "Hey." He was like, when you're in a relationship with someone for so long, that is not a guarantee that both of you will end up in marriage. And he also said that he had an ex, the current wife right now. He was like, even though they were in a serious relationship, he knew within that she wasn't the one. Sister Debbie, over to you, lady.
It's true.
So why are you crying?
No, I'm not crying. Like your official expression, everything tells it all. Well, yes, he's true. You can be in a relationship with a guy, and then you know that this relationship it won't end anyway. No matter how lasting the relationship is. That is why it is good to be sincere within yourself, to let the person know that this relationship it won't end anywhere. But the problem we have is that sometimes when you open up to the person that the way I'm seeing things, the way things are going, I'm not sure this relationship will end well. The person will be like, no, let's give it a try. Like, the other party don't want to agree. And sometimes too, is the fear of maybe being threatened. Because I've seen a lot of videos online where a lady open up or a guy open up to a lady that no, this relationship will not end in it. When then the other party turns killing his party, like the two of them being involved.
Yeah.
The boy would end up killing the girl, or the girl will end up doing something bad to the boy, especially if a lot of investment has been made, like invested, a lot of investment, let me use this again, a lot of investment has been invested in the relationship.
Investors.
Yeah. it's very painful, especially when maybe you knew this girl or you knew this guy, he was nothing, the lady actually has nothing, you were so supportive, maybe in terms of money, when there was nobody, you were there for her. You know, like we have some people, when they get into relationship, there is nothing like father or mother. The guy is actually your everything.
Yeah.
The lady is actually your everything. Like when you're going through something, you don't even call your parents again. She's like, when she talks to you, you are okay.
Yeah.
Even when you see her, you're happy. You are like so comfortable. So you don't even care spending the little you have on her. Then at the end of the day, this lady comes to tell you that this relationship ain't gonna be. Just imagine, the guy will end up doing something bad to the lady. So what he said is very true. You can be in a relationship, like, and sometimes the reason why most people, especially ladies, don't want to back up because one, the guy might be rich, the guy might be so supportive. Maybe where she's coming from is very bad. This guy might be providing her, maybe where she's accommodation and everything. The guy is actually doing everything for her. And you see, sometimes some people overlook all these things and they still go into the marriage. And at the end of the day, the other party is actually suffering because, like, she feels or he feels like, my catcher say, I can't be with her. Look at the time we spent together, and it's actually painful. Oh, but some people can actually be in a relationship for 7 years, sometimes 5 years, 3 years, 2 years.
Doctor's course.
Hey, me say. Then at the end of the day, so you see, sometimes too they plot things. Especially when they know that I've gotten what I want from this person, now I can't move on again. They try to plot, like, bring misunderstanding. She would rather create the misunderstanding, or the guy will intentionally create the misunderstanding. And then when you come back begging him, you'll be like, no, like, I'm done. He has already made up his mind, like, for some years back, or I check. So it is only the faithful ones who be so open to tell you that no, even though we spend so much time together, I know I owe you a lot.
With the
fancy
you DJ Cham.
Oima, with what Kalybos said, he's 100% right. You see, guys, when it comes to guys, we don't reveal anything about our women to them, whether being their character or something, because there are certain things a guy will not talk but react. How I behave, you should know there's something wrong. At the end of the day, you are not a kid whereby anything I need to tell you, which is most guys will never tell their woman, maybe at this time you should be in the house, at this time you should be ready, at this time like you should. Oh, there are certain things you don't need the guy to tell you, say this or that, because at the end of the day, your mom will visit the house and see certain things which she will never talk to the woman. She would rather talk to his son.
It's true.
Mimia, Beba, say anything. The mother will not condemn the relationship, but do you really believe this girl is the kind of woman you want? Most women will not depart the relationship. So as a guy, there are so many things he will study. Most he will bring it out, and most important is there are certain things the guy will never bring it up. That is where the breakouts comes, whereby the lady thinks it would be greedy. Then again, when you are living in a room with a guy, once your relationship whereby some people don't stay together. Maybe they come spend 3 days or something, and we have some to they spend
3 days course and then 1 week course.
You understand? Okay, and we have some that is forever. They are living.
Permanent.
So you see, when a lady is staying afar, their behavior and characters are totally different. And if you stay with a person for 2 days to a week, or let's say 2 weeks, quarter, you start realizing certain things where like
you didn't see it initially.
So what I say, and you see, one funny thing is, women like having their phone at night. Mostly.
Their food.
Some women, phones.
Is he hanging out with their phone?
No, having their phones, being chatting with their.
Sure.
Maybe being busy with their phones. And one thing about us is, you die and die. Most guys, they die and die.
You're observing.
And he said you are observing, but you see, fancy be a a guy sleeping. There are certain things that anything that you do, no, a bit many. Baby, especially if I say what baby can cry and I say baby. So there are certain things that are banning down change. Even and crash a quick ramp now or tinker say be I see. Whereby oba, you know how some ladies also behave. Or kind of phone, maybe a bear money person. I don't be a bear money by sharing the phone so, but all done in the hook then I saw the rush be to go back and do certain things.
Yeah, also the question mark on
question mark there. So we observe. So with what Kalybos said, he's 100% right. Say not all relationship. If you like, see, I know someone or dated for almost 12 years, but they never got married. 12 good years old. Baba married.
Relationship when no move to me too for quite a while for.
And only this guy, I mean, can't they see him?
Maybe two.
The lady was dating, I think, 3 to 5 guys. And on one downfall, and I can't say, or share your papa woman. You understand? So, but that the serious guy, they're not only dating for this 12 years. So it got to a point that you see, guys, sometimes we are funny. We test women in a way. Sometimes maybe I'll know champion. The man will treat him as a son, me provided you will fear another stuff. But to get to a point, I'll already decided, okay, my main jack can say, be a banner, Casan to me provide baby and I say baby. I forget that is when I obey if you hover. Obanas was to a co-fager, a son or qua, forget it, on your oh, baby, can we order this kind of stuff? Baby, can we order? So there are certain things that ended up in the relationship. Hold on. Okay, so quarter no. In relationship, there's no guarantee say we are going to be together.
Okay, so there's no guarantee you would be together, and then okay, so let's look a little bit about the JMX streaming app. So the Ghana Music Experience streaming platform is dedicated exclusively to Ghanaian music, offering a wide range of genres from high life and hip life to Afrobeat. The app aims at creating a digital space for local artists to showcase their music while providing a platform for Ghanaians to access and enjoy. Weina Abeiku Santana, popular Ghanaian media personality, made certain comments about this app. People were in agreement, others were also not in agreement. And to when enya kasepi DJ Rock
also a intro. Now say almost my launch music streaming app a intro. Munti sa no mo ye Ghana Post app. Busa Uber driver and a Yango driver be say o use sa app na. Adia Google I capture the whole world satellite. Adia Google map so we use. Sa na COVID by almost my COVID app. Oh I no so my app. Oh I no we no mo de dada mo. Na mo so mo GD na mo kwabo mo sam a intro. Em kobe bia enye hwe eti mamu ma omu fasa app ne dada won kan che say e digitization busa won say mfaso ben e na obenya film His Excellency John Dramani Mahama e be bia TV channel a mo amu yesini nyina ye di local content ni beguso wo pese wo hwe sa channel na utua dwumadi a Your conference center, one crime. Who Kumasi went to me and bar. Your dedicated TV channel. Ube to me, Ashe, who do Momo, where to Yana Ocean live. Sikana Beko artists in the hall, a Beko producers, or a Beko Momo. Waiting, she share pa. Ye dear Bukwemu, it's Aya or more dada Abusa say, I say, Meden Menyason Faso. So we have an end-to-end policy programs and ideas that is going to transform the creative art tourism sector.
So now the question is, why are you criticizing Bawumia's policy and hailing Mohammed's policy? They are, even though they are two different things on its own, but they have similar things in common. It's all about digitalization. You are condemning digitalization. You are condemning. You are condemning digitalization, but here's the case. Mahama is also bringing the same initiative. Movie industry, music industry is one big thing. So why would you condemn Bawumia's own and hail
mixing hard
and hail Mohammed's own? And also, this that they be continue. Make us a metwasa. I'll start with you.
You add the other one.
I wanted to add something, but
well, I think sir, this digitalization thing. When Bawumia brought that digitalization, I think last year he introduced taxi drivers will be they'll add them. So I think that time, during that time, they asked us to go and do reports at the Makati Junction. There is this taxi rank there. So we went to talk to the taxi drivers and they were like, it won't work. Because some of them, they are not into they're not used to the internet. They are not used to the internet and the digitalization, this thing that Bawumia is bringing. And you know that for the taxi, it has to do with, especially Uber. Let me start. Uber and those stuff. You have to use your phone. You have to use your phone. So let me say the Uber and stuff, to them, is for the literate. But then the taxi and stuff, even though some literate also use the taxi, but then some women, like old women and stuff, that can operate this digitalization destiny. How do you expect them to, have access to the taxi when they need to go? They need to go out. And then they also cite example like villages where there is no internet and there are only taxi drivers that even they are using the taxi as transport and stuff. How do you expect them to access this digitalization and stuff? So that digitalization Bawumia is bringing will not actually work for them. For them, it won't work because they are not going to accept it. And then they believe that it's just a politics gimmicks. That's for them. So with what Abeiku Santana is saying, to me, I believe he sees Bawumia's initiative not to be good enough, but then Mohammed's own actually is good. To me, Mohammed's own makes sense. It makes sense, and it's true. You see, these politicians, it's like they've studied us and they've known how the way through which they can get us. It's like they've brainwashed us. So the little thing they can do to capture us, that's what they will do. So I'll bring this, I'll bring that. And you see, sometimes we just follow them. When they say, no, we don't actually go to access and then know, say, Ampaniapa, have they actually introduced it? But then when I was checking, I saw the Bawumia GMX. I saw it is there. Have they actually asked how many people? Was this app is new? YouTube and stuff, people are already patronizing it. It's already known. Audio marks, it's already known. So immediately release your song and then it's get there. But rest assured, say not only Ghanaians are listening to it, like the whole world. Was it is not a Ghanaian who actually brought that up. But then let's look at this one. Is Bawumia doing it only for Ghanaian musicians, or other world are going to patronize? Because we're in a country where we don't even value our own songs than other songs. You get it? So if you are bringing or introducing an app for music, is it worldwide? How many people are going to patronize it? Even if they are going to use, how is it going to last? How is it going to benefit our musicians. You get it? So to me, I see it to be a political gimmicks, be a political tactics, tactics.
Sure.
Yeah.
DJ Cham.
Oyema, you see, in this country, everything about politicians are funny. So what I say, see, with what Abeiku Santana said, I'm going by Ghana Post and Oyema, Nani, it was a lie. See,
How was
everything,
it a lie?
everything about this digital thing about Umia is bringing or Mahama is bringing. See, do you know, even the new prepaid meters in Okrampono, people can't even buy it
Oh yeah.
with their smartphone.
Yeah, so you have to go to because
See, even this current one that they brought to my place, they told me, or they told us, it's not accessible to any vendor. So anything have to be
on
the phone. Just think about it. And we have some people, they can't even buy the credit, their own credit too. Also, before phone they toss So in this in this case, na obi a onko school da. Always if ever go be there no. Or no benya beef because all the time you come worrying the person and doing this kind of stuff. And then again, this music adena or can and I say, hey, you know. See, when it comes to let's say outside like America and this kind of stuff no works properly. But in Ghana, forget it. It will never work. Like you ask, are we doing it for only Ghanaian or other countries can also upload their music and who pays them? Something like Spotify, something like Audio Mark. You see, these apps are very dedicated. It's functioning perfectly. Anytime you go there, we are in Ghana whereby we develop something with something billion just for one app or millions of CDs with just one app, and at the end of the day we don't even know how to even use the app.
Doesn't make sense.
You see, I think spending money to create this kind of stuff, they should rather target where the poor needs help than this digitalized thing that they are talking about. Because in Bonikrum, a Kranasi Krampono, they have a solid internet access.
Oh yeah.
Whereby in Ghana, if you just go to just a Cape Coast or something or some part of Accra, network is even hard for you to get. Not internet too.
Hey, you have to be holding phone and be roaming in the room and be
searching for
network.
DJ Cham last words.
So this one it will not work. Forget it. Even Wawa told data cramp is saying
MTN and
you so talk Arabia, how is the network?
I thought they were even introducing 5G.
Hey, yeah, I heard something
First
like
November.
that.
First November.
Yeah. Oh, then it means there will be upgrade in phones and stuff.
Upgrade on what?
See 5G, but they know some phones that not support that.
So it means you have to throw your phone away
and buy a new phone.
So you think it makes sense?
It doesn't make sense.
So you understand? So how many people can even afford even a phone of
5G? Hey, so that phone crazy.
See, whether it being 5G, 6G or to 10G, Ghana system will never have stable internet access. That is it. Digitalize what and dear Ghana, Ebeka say cost smooth that. We should forget about it. They have dedicated servers for the politicians whereby they don't even have any problem.
Oh yeah.
Then I'm passing more catch
free data. Hey. Politics is
I was here right now, and I'm who said that MTN for saying and dear what Baumia is what.
Oh yeah, so donate.
That one they all send mommy.
Donate.
My report to say I'm not taking Yanka out to 2 hours to can okay can open.
Donate.
I am a last words. What will you?
Maybe.
Just like baby.
Yeah, so I think Nigeria. When I was checking it, I think the best African music development.
Oh, it's Nigeria.
It's Nigeria,
oh,
but
yes.
they don't have
streaming platforms.
They don't have streaming. When I check, most of the list in the US, especially
or maybe
YouTube,
they have, but
they
the
might
haven't.
Well, yes, but then I'm sure Google did not recognize that because they say they must use this thing as YouTube. But Ghana, I think we are so we are too in hurry to do certain things because of votes. We want to implement certain initiative that will not make sense, that will not benefit everyone in this country. And we all know the country we are in, it's not a new thing for us. We know we're in a country where they will start an initiative, it won't end. We know our people. So we know that this one, it will not end anywhere. Even the one they said they've started, they've not even finished. How much more this one? That's why I asked. As you said, who is going to pay them? Is it a platform that's across the world? And mind you, those in the Western world are not going to limit themselves so low that they'll be using your app, because they can actually pay themselves. So how well are we going to patronize, and how well is it going to benefit our musicians? And then to politicians in this country, yes, it's true. Our politicians, they are greedy, they are selfish, they are senseless. They are always thinking about themselves. The best thing we can do is to make politics unattractive in this country. When we make them feel like the way we feel, then I think they should rather enrich us and serve. But it's like we are now voting for them to enrich themselves, and we now are now serving ourselves, and it's not supposed to be so. We are voting them and giving them the power to serve us so that we will be enriched. But like I said, when they get into power, they're enriching themselves, and then the citizens are suffering. It doesn't make sense. A country where you are voting for change, and then at the end of the day, you are voting for, instead of change, you're not voting for challenges. It doesn't speak well of us. So I think it is time we like consider all these stuff. And then the last story has to do with Kalybos. Yes, it's true. No relationship guarantees you like have a sure guarantee that you are going to marry the person. You can be in a relationship as long as 20 years, and then it won't end anywhere. You can actually meet somebody for I can tell you that you can actually meet someone for 3 weeks, and then you can get married to the person. Let no one deceive you that when you be in a long relationship with somebody, it will end in a beautiful, glorious marriage. My sister, my brother, they are lying. Take care.
The day I can no digitalizer any juma. The bay juma subscribe that in particular estate and the bay juma or honor. Then again with what Kalybos said, no be unfantunity. And then again, if you know you're not getting married to each other, don't lie to yourselves because it's expensive. Oh yeah, some relationships are very, very expensive.
Oh yeah, that's why they end up killing themselves.
Don't venture. Don't even. No, don't go far. Don't go far.
You are digging your own grave.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, this is where we end the show live on Ghana Talks Radio. So from now to 10 p.m., you know that we're still vibing right here on Ghana Talks Radio on GTR, giving the each of us. You can also follow us on all social media platforms at Ghana Talks Radio, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Mixcloud, X, and also live on TikTok. Once again, you can also stream us live from our website at www.GhanaTalksRadio.com, modernghana.com, and also live on Radio Garden. Let's go for our very own music right here on Ghana Talks Radio.